When first starting reflexology, first look at the feet, look at the colour, the tone, the texture, if there's any marks, demarcations, creases, discolorations. We've got the chest area to there, to the diaphragm, down to the groin area, and then up to the waistline and across there. Okay. First greet the feet, just have a feel of the texture, just getting people to get used to you touching their feet, and then you're getting used to their texture. First relaxation technique is the yin yang. With the yin yang, we're going to go from the big toe down, and on the other side we're going from the heel up to the little toe. When you get used to that, then combine. Only stroking in the direction and then lifting off. Do it many times as feel appropriate, and then on the other foot. Going down from the big toe to the heel, and from the external from the heel up to the little toe. Okay, for the chest relaxers, first one is the fish ripple or Balinese wave. So supporting around the ankle with your thumb across the chest area and 4 fingers across the indirect chest area, just in a figure of 8, just relaxing, moving up and back. You do it as many times as you need for the person to relax. So it's actually more of a wave, yeah? Not that. Only trying to move mainly the chest area. A lot of people carry a lot of tension. Next one is the metatarsal stretch. Thumbs on this side, fingers on the back. Just with each metatarsal stretch your thumbs across and bring down. Just gently make your way across and then back again. This is good for any coughs, colds, asthma. Stretch that away. Sadness, breast engorgement, or any problems with breast or chest. Next one is the vibrational on the metatarsal, on the dorsal aspect, which is on the back here, with your 4 fingers playing like a cello. Vibrational across between each of the metatarsals. Good for chest drainage, breast engorgement, anyone that's had the cold or a flu. You can do that a number of times. Just have your fingers under here as support. The next one is flip-flops or side to side, using the palms of your hand to fit in to the side here, quite firm, just to ease emotional stress and tension and loosen up all that area. Next one's diaphragm stretch. This is for emotional stress, and move the thumb along the diaphragm at the same time with your hand on the top. Just bring the forefoot just gently over. Just relieves that tension around the diaphragm, opens up the lungs. Same on the other foot. Just move the thumb along slowly and just bring that forefoot over. The next one is a lung press, and that's really good for emotional upsets and panic attacks, anyone that's hyperventilating or in first stage. So with your fist gently on the chest area, fingers on the top, you mimic their breathing. If they're breathing too fast, just slow it down. So what you're going to do is just breathe in and breathe out. Follow their breathing. You'll find that if you do this slowly, they'll actually slow their breathing down. So what you're doing is gently pushing up and pulling down. Pushing up and pulling down. You can swap with the other hand or use the same ones. Abdominal relaxers. This is the windscreen wiper or thumb slide. Use the full length of your thumb, starting from the groin and going up to the diaphragm. So with your thumb, you slide the full length and then in the opposite direction, from the diaphragm down to the groin. If it's a large foot, you may find that you will have to work up the full length of the tummy. So we're working on the large bowel, the small bowel, and all the abdominal contents. The same on the other foot, going full length of the thumb, from the groin up to the diaphragm, from the diaphragm down to the groin. Or if it's a large foot, all the way up and all the way down. Next one is the knuckle run, starting at the diaphragm with the first set of knuckles, and then we're going to turn our wrist so we use the second set of knuckles. So starting at the diaphragm, scrolling down, and then the second set to the groin area. 1, 2, 1, 2. From the diaphragm down to the groin. Diaphragm down to the groin. For the hip or ankle relaxers, we're going to do an ankle boogie. We're going to use the heel of your hand against the heel of the foot underneath the ankle. So firmly hold it so they're not giving a Chinese burn. Just shake back and forwards. Make sure that heel is free of the pillow. This is not to be used in first trimester and only gently in the second and third trimester. This should be very nice and loose for women who are pregnant, because this is reflecting the hip area and the pelvic area. The next one is ankle rotations. Just gently hold the ankle, and just with your thumb, you're actually just moving it. If they're helping you, just stop and let them relax, and then you do the work. Assessing the flexibility of the pelvic area, and for squatting, things like that in labour. It is a concern if a pregnant woman has a really tight ankles, as this reflects the mobility of the pelvic area. pelvic rub, again, should not be used in the first trimester. Just using inside of the index finger. Start right back at the Achilles tendon, just resting gently with your thumbs on the heel, and we're working up just gently around the pelvic area and the hip area, right around until we meet at the top of the ankle, and then back down around again. This is nice sometimes if you use a little bit of oil or cream to prevent any friction. Really good postnatally after a traumatic birth. Also for dysmenorrhea, painful periods. To the top. Whether you use it clockwise. For the spinal rub, both feet at the same time. We're starting first at the top of your toenail to the top of the little fingernail. We're going to like a cello, rub back and forwards along the length of the spinal area till we get to the base of the toe and the base of the finger. The next section is the thoracic, along the spinal area, till we get right down until we get to the sacral area. And then you can combine that with the stretch. So together, one, full length, down further, one is a spinal twist, which is like a yoga twist. So with the two hands together, starting down as closest to the ankle as possible, twist one way, twist the other way, and go back to the middle. Move up the spine a little bit more, twist one way, twist the other, back to the middle, go up to the thoracic area, when you get to the neck area with big toe, just gently, one way, the other way, and back to the middle. Don't rip the neck off. On the other foot, one way, twist the other way, back to the middle. Staying at the ankle, moving your way up to the big toe. So you're going from lumbar, thoracic, and then cervical. Stretch, stand up against the side of the person, having the heel of your hand around the heel of the foot and the other palm around the chest area. You're pulling down with one hand and pulling up with the other attached. So it's a big stretch and hold and then release. And then you can do that again. Stretch and release. Side, heel against against heel, palm against the top, and stretch. Make sure you're opposite the foot so you're not causing any strain or twisting on your back. And release, and stretch, and release. Next is around the toes and the sinus and the head section, and we're going to bounce on toes, which is really good for any of the sinus, especially for pregnant women. Support the toes with your hand behind and just bounce and pump on the side. Then move on to the next one. Going on. Just little pounces. This also can be used on babies, children. You can also use it on your fingers. You've got a lot of sinus problems or a cold or a flu. Yeah, so you can also use it on there. Again on the toes, supporting the toes so they bounce around. The next one is toe stretches and rotations. So with each toe, give it a slight stretch, rotate one way and then rotate the other. Again, just with each toe. This helps relieve neck tension, stress, headaches. Try and, when you rotate, hold on to the whole toe, not just the tip of the toe. If you want, you can do a little rocking motion. If their toes are long enough. Then to finish off, we're going to do a dolphin or a whale wave, which is really relaxing. This can be used at the beginning or at the end to totally put people to sleep. With the fingers over the top on the dorsal aspect, the two thumbs just resting gently on the chest area, and we're just going to slowly go up and down. If you can imagine what a whale's tail feels like. So we're just going up and down, nice and slowly. And the final move is a bimanual solar plexus hold, which is on kidney 1. Kidney 1 is usually along the diaphragm, below the second or third toe, at the base. That's kidney 1, or known as the solar plexus. Where the diaphragm is. So just gently hold that with your thumb. If you want, good for anxiety, re-energizing and relaxing. If you want to re-energize someone, press fairly firmly in it. For someone to relax, just lightly. Work on the physical and emotional, just so that your thumb is just So techniques for assessment are thumb walking, tiny little inch step movements, caterpillar. For usually the soft area, such as the chest, tummy and heel. If your thumb gets tired, then change it to the other thumb. However, always move forward, never backwards. The lattice work is going across and then full length and then going up